this is just me. There's no in between. So this
is just me.
Is just me.
Why there is no in between.
So
this ain't my scene, I beg my leave. My face ain't clean, this is just me. Some ways I lean, escaping green. I state my dream, not in between. This ain't my scene, I beg my leave. My face ain't clean, this is just me. Some ways I lean, escaping green. No in between.
This is just me. A sound, a style, a groove, a rhythm. No in between. I don't do half say what you're different. I'll move on, yeah, I'll move on. 1 minute, then I'm gone. I'm gone. So this is just me. It's a sound, it's a style, it's a groove, it's a rhythm. No in between. I don't do half say what you're different. I'll move on, yeah, I'll move on. 1 minute, then I'm 1 minute, then I'm just me. There's no in between. So this is just me. A sound, a style, a groove, a rhythm. No in between. I know you have to what you're given.
Right. Hi, Facebook fans. It is so lovely to be here with you this beautiful afternoon. And today we have an incredible treat for you guys. The one and only Linda Dent is joining us on the show. Oh my goodness. This woman is absolutely incredible. We met her at our, I think, very first global online speed networking event. And she has just this super sunshiny personality. She has a passion for numbers. She blogs. She's the one and only business coach from Just Ask Linda. Linda, thank you so much for being here.
It's my absolute pleasure. I'm super excited for this afternoon.
And you're looking absolutely stunning. You're looking so beautiful. So I can't wait. Yeah, I can't wait for you to rock this, just like Dawid just said in the comments. So, Linda, you have a very interesting story that I don't think we have all heard to the fullest extent yet. Don't you want to talk to us just a bit about how you got into business coaching, why you're passionate about it? Like, how did you even come up with the Just Ask Linda concept?
Great question. Thank you, Nestene. And thanks for the lovely introduction. Yeah, you know, I'm known to go a bit long-winded on my stories, take after my mother that way. So I'll try and keep it a little shorter than usual. I'll put the first 35 years into like a box. I was a banker for 35 years and I worked for a couple of the big South African banks as well as a couple of international banks. It was a career of my choice. At 12 years old, I decided I want to work in a bank. And it was a great career. I had the opportunity to learn so much from so many people, to be exposed to so many aspects of the business world through primarily numbers. So obviously in the banking world, there's a lot about money and finances and all of that. And I was good at it. You know, that's one of the things that is a strength of mine. I've always enjoyed working with numbers and discovered a love for patterns as well. So analyzing the numbers. So an example would have been, you know, working with a financial, one of the big listed companies who wanted to borrow money from the bank, and they would give you their financial statements prepared by all those wonderful accountants out there. And I would tear it apart and discount everything and take 50% of the value off and do all the ratio analysis. But that was what I was meant to do. The second thing I did was build relationships with the client, visit the sites, find out more about their business, look them up, research them in the financial press, no Facebook and stuff like that in those days, and Google, and learn more about what it was that drove their business forward. And the combination of those two aspects enabled me to motivate a loan application successfully. Now, that's in the past.
That's incredible. That's
Yeah.
so interesting.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dawid.
That worked very well for me for many, many years, and more, you know, much more of going in the ranks of banking. But the year I turned 50, which is not that long ago, I think I had one of those proverbial midlife crises. Never thought it would happen to me. I'm that calm, rational, logical, very down to earth, very serious kind of individual. And things like panic attacks don't happen to me. You know, they're not the sort of thing that's going to happen, but it did. In fact, one day, I think it was in the year I turned 50, I'd been building and building and building up the anxiety and really not enjoying what I was doing anymore, finding that the doors were closing on new opportunities, finding that I was up against walls all the time, all the regulations, all the processes starting to drag me down, and I wasn't enjoying what I did anymore. And it culminated in one day of having a moment where I had blurry vision, sweaty palms, a really tense feeling in my chest. And I have a morbid fear of making a fool of myself. In other words, if I had to fall over with a heart attack, that was going to be the worst thing that could possibly happen to me. Not the heart attack, but the foolishness of falling over. So I took myself off to the local clinic and had all the tests, and only to find out that this was not a heart attack some 4 hours later, but a panic attack. And that was a moment in my life that I said, something has to change here. Something has to change. And the thing that has to change is not the people in the bank or the regulations or the processes, but me. I have to change, and I have to do something different. And that was the start of a bit of the journey to finding Linda. I've done a little thing on Facebook before about like finding Nemo, so it's finding Linda, you know. And a little long story short, I spent some time with a career strategist based in Cape Town. And this was, you know, a couple of years ago, and she helped me to get to know myself better, so understand what my strengths are. She was the one who helped me to connect on LinkedIn, which has been, is now my favorite social media platform. She was the one who taught me how to connect with others and build on the network of people who think like you and feel like you. And she was the one who helped me to uncover the brand Just Ask Linda. And that Just Ask Linda brand comes from my banking days, again, where I was that person who kept all the information, put it all in files or folders, whether it was physical or email. And when I looked retrospectively at the way that I worked and what happened in the working environment, one of the things that stood out is how people would walk around and ask somebody else a question about something that had happened on a particular client case years ago. And the person who'd been asked would say, I don't know what the answer is to that question, but just ask Linda. And when I thought about it, it happened so frequently that it had, you know, it had authenticity, but it also had this really cool ring to it. And so when I looked at branding for my business, it was kind of a no-brainer. It was nice and short. It had my name in it. It's just, you know, easily remembered. And that's where Just Ask Linda came from.
That is such an interesting story. Oh my goodness, I never knew this.
Oh, now you do.
Yeah, no, it's such an interesting story. I mean, and so that is literally like, it was like a moment of weakness, like kind of like what we're all going through now, you know, something not nice, something like the COVID pandemic that sparked this change in your life.
Yeah.
And so are you happy with the change? I mean, like how many years down the line are we now? Like
It's 2 years down the line. It feels a lot longer. I'd like to say I wish I'd have done it sooner, but I think there is that time in your life for something to happen, and it was the right time for me. It was the right time for change, and those 2 years have been very scary and very exciting and full of learning and experience. It's like going right back to the beginning. And the joy actually that I felt in all those years ago of starting a job and a career, the thrill of being able to learn new things, to gain new knowledge and to meet new people has now been reignited, you know, in me in the last 2 years. So there's nothing stopping me now. I am very happy. Money, you know, often the thing about money, and I'm in that fortunate position that after 30 odd years, I have a pension and bonds paid off and the kids have finished school. And I know this is not something that everyone has. And I am, you know, privileged, or in another way, you can actually say I made some of the right choices back then when I was 17 or 18 to allow me the freedom to really enjoy entrepreneurship, because I know it can be super tough for many of the people on the call or listening on Facebook. It's not easy to start from scratch with zero clients, zero income, zero idea of what your actual brand is, you know, zero.
zero idea of what you're doing. I mean, ask me, I did it 3 times.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. And that's and that's been energizing. It's given me a new sense of energy and freedom and independence to say, you know, it is what you make it. And I think the world, and even COVID, let's say I'm ultra positive person, ultra positive. You cannot get me down most of the time. I'm going to find the best in a situation and not the worst. So I think COVID has opened up so many doors for so many people, including all of us, that we wouldn't have even considered a year ago. You know, we would have carried on. I would have carried on probably driving to clients, having meetings in a coffee shop, coming home and typing up my notes later, because that's what we did. And now this is the norm already, and I'm enjoying it. It gives you a lot more flexibility and freedom.
Linda, something that actually really stood out I think for all of us when we first met you was, I picked on you about this before, was your GLEE jar.
Oh, right.
Now that we're getting to understand a little bit more about you and who you are and where you come from, what part of the process, if you could explain your GLEE jar, and what part of the process did your GLEE jar achieve? Because you're so, from what you're explaining and what you've been through and who you've become, for us, this is incredible. So can you explain?
Thank you. Thank you.
I can see in the comments, everyone is fascinated with the GLEE jar. And that's, please just have the GLEE jar moment.
I have it here. I have it here with me today. Thank you, Stephen, and everyone. Thanks for asking, Peter. So, yeah, the GLEE jar has only been around for these 2 years, basically, since this entrepreneurial journey started. And I think it does link back to my time with this career strategist of figuring out who you are, you know, who I am, what my strengths are, and what drives me was the other thing. You know, what drives me? What is it that I like to do? You know, where do I find the most joy and energy? And so with you know, you do exercises and you find these things out, but nobody had these words, you know, they're self-created. And I think it was part of, you know, trying to be a little bit quirky, trying to be a little bit different from the, you know, from everybody else out there, that I thought it'd be nice to come up with a little acronym. So what are those things that are important to me? And growing knowledge, learning, helping others, and this little reminder to have a little bit of fun. That's what GLEE stands for: grow, learn, empower, enjoy. And I had this jar, I got this jar on my 50th birthday from a friend. And it was full of little notes like this with nice messages from that friend and other friends. And so I kept the jar, and it occurred to me that this was a way of reminding myself of all the things, the good things that fit the GLEE acronym. So growing, learning, helping others, or empowering and enjoying. When those things happened, to take a little colorful note, write the date on it, write what happened. And the very first one that I put in last year, would you believe, was my first client. Yay.
Oh my goodness, that's such a cool moment.
My first client, yay. And earned 250 Rand. That's literally what I earned from the first, because I didn't know how much to charge for things, you know. Charge something. And I got cash from this lady.
We make it up as we go, right?
As we go along, yeah. So she gave me this little, she gave me cash, this first client of mine, and it was just to help her with a little financial sort of quick little plan, you know, what are your income and what's your expenses? And she was grateful. And then she actually asked me to help her again with a bit of a sort of business plan, and also a simple thing. And I charged her another 250 Rand. So this first 500 Rand, I kept in an envelope for about a year.
Wow.
It's like first client, first money. And this, bearing in mind, guys, you know, I went from earning a senior manager salary of multiples of 250 Rand at the bank, with bonuses and shares and, you know, all sorts of pension funds and medical aid and things like that, to earning zero in January 2019. So and zero in February 2019. So when this came in March, I was like ecstatic.
So beautiful. But Linda,
actually managed to earn some.
It's part of your sunshine. I just have to say that, because, you know, a lot of people, I've seen a lot of different entrepreneurs on the road now, right? And including myself. I mean, I went from a salary of like a senior lecturer, you know, the one day basically, to the next day having nothing, starting from scratch, not knowing what I'm doing, but knowing that I'm an entrepreneur now. So I can relate to that feeling, but I think it's so important, and that is what you bring to your clients. Like, they could have been two reactions. You could have been so down and bummed by the time it was March. You're like, oh, well, great, you know, 250 Rand. I used to earn this like in a second when I was still working. But you chose to be like, oh my goodness, this is the start of big things. This proves that I can do it. This is what is happening now. You chose to see it like that. And that is why I naturally gravitated towards you at the Global Online Speed Networking event. And that is what is so special about you. I'm sorry for interrupting you, but I just had to highlight that. I think that's stunning. It's so beautiful. It's beautiful.
Thank you. So this is this year's good things that have happened in the Just Ask Linda world, or the Linda world. I also talk about just be Linda. So in business, I'm like, just ask me, you know, but I had to remind myself at the beginning of this year that I should also just be. So I've got those two things. So just ask Linda is sort of the business persona, and just be Linda is the personal, you know, take time for yourself, read books, learns, you know, sign up for a course if that interests you in, or go travel, or so those are also things that go in here. But I mean, there's plenty of little color papers here. This is this year. And at the end of the year, or anytime you're feeling down, you know, you would open this up and just take a couple out or empty the whole lot out, read it, and remind yourself of everything that went well this year, instead of all the difficult challenges and bad times and being locked up and having no alcohol. And, you know, so what? Those things are on now, you know. Take the energy from what's working in your life, and it works for me. Every now and then I have a down moment, you know, as we all do, but that's when I reach for the GLEE jar and take a read of what's there and back on track.
Linda, I think that personifies the space that you're in, personifies what people need at the moment. And people are in that space or that arena of they've lost jobs, or they've been forced to become entrepreneurs, or they don't have a choice in which direction they're going. And I think just that the place that you're at, you've got so much to offer, that you are what people need. And that's we noticed that from the very beginning. You know, since we first met, it's been like a ray of sunshine. It's been absolutely fantastic. So
I love compliments. Bring them
oh
on.
yes, we'll keep going. We'll keep going.
I just want to reiterate what Peter is saying, right? Because I don't think everyone realizes the importance of this. And we're getting so many hearts on screen right now. As an entrepreneur, if you're an entrepreneur, you know the one thing that you need as an entrepreneur is resilience. You know, the power to pick yourself up and keep going, the power to fall on your face so hard, so many times that the world is spinning, but you get up and you move forward anyway. And you know what, your GLEE jar screams that for me. That is what gives you resilience. That is how you teach others to have resilience.
Yeah, I think also the power and the humility to understand when you've got it wrong and ask for help when you need it. Because a lot of people don't, and they turn inwards. Guys, do yourselves a favor. You know, if you're in that position where you need help, strength comes from asking for help. So just ask Linda.
Yeah, just ask Linda. I mean, why not?
Thanks. You know, but thank you for that, Peter. That's exactly it. But even I had to learn as well, because I'm a self-starter. I always have been. I am a learner, so anything new, I'm more inclined to go and look it up myself than ask somebody else. You know, I'm going to find out myself, and maybe I'll ask a question later. That's just naturally who I am. But I have learned as an entrepreneur that despite all the career that I had, all the years under my belt, I didn't know anything. And I really needed to reach out to people much younger than myself in many cases to find a different perspective, you know, to see there is difference. And I've really, really enjoyed that part of being an entrepreneur and this networking. So I'm, you know, I'm part of BNI, Business Networking International, and I joined them over 2 years ago. And that's been a huge part of my learning journey as well. Literally, you know, I had two fears, I think, before I left. I physically left the bank. I wasn't retrenched or anything. I made a choice, and I then started my business. I left in December and started the business in the January. And I had two fears before making that decision. The one was, you know, where am I going to find clients? And are they going to care about what I have to share? You know, and those were two things that were stopping me from making the decision until I finally did. And the first one was overcome because I literally, you know, I'm quite a private person and I don't really have a big group of friends. I don't spend a lot of time with others. You know, I like time with my family and just being on my own most of the time. And so the question I asked was, do I know anybody apart from the people that I work with and my family? And the answer was actually, I don't know anybody. I hardly know anyone. So I had to put myself out there to find people, to meet them, to talk to them, to learn about them, to listen to them, and see, see what it was out there that I could learn from them. And so BNI was one aspect of that. The lady who worked with me as a career strategist, she's from a couple of years now, we've been on a kind of closed group writing. She keeps setting us challenges for LinkedIn. And that really brings us together as a group. So I've got like another little tribe, if you like. There's Rotary, which I belong to, which is a service organization. It also has a massive international network like BNI. And I've made connections all over the world. And I'm not telling you this because, I want you to think I'm this important person with connections everywhere. It's just been a joy to meet so many people that are similar or different and can teach me something. I walk away from every conversation having learned something, either about myself and the way I reacted to the conversation, or about something I've never heard about before, something brand new and unique. And all of that, I can turn around and use to help my clients with different perspectives on what it is that they do best.
That is incredible. And I mean, I think that's why you fit in so well with the Explore Protect tribe as well. Like, I remember after the first Global Online Speed Networking event, I was talking to our different tribe members, as we get together for coffee, and I was asking, like, how did it go? Are you meeting with anyone? And almost every single time it's like, oh yeah, there was this sunshiny person, I think her name is, I was like, is it Linda? Yes, we're meeting with Linda. I'm like, that's awesome. I love that. That is so cool.
Yeah, I love it. It's just you actually, I keep thinking if I could do more of that and less of the work, it would be brilliant.
Oh, I love that. That's so beautiful. And I mean, I can relate. So, with the next level networker training that I do, I always say, like, the one thing that has really worked for me in business, like from being in that space, like, oh my gosh, where am I going to find clients? No one wants to talk to me. The only thing that worked for me was networking and a little bit of PR, but mostly networking and having that face-to-face approach to business, and being open and honest and yourself and connecting with people from your authenticity. So I just adore that about you. Linda, I can see there's some of the tribe members that are just like so excited to jump onto the call and to like talk to you, ask you questions, give you comments. So tribe members, I'm going to ask you to put on your video now if you're one of the people that want to talk to Linda, please. And then I'll have you on here. Let's ask Linda, So first up, can we have Dawid?
Hi, Linda. Hope you're doing well.
Very well.
I don't want to ask you something, but I want to say thank you. You shared something that's extremely valuable for me, and that is that we know people got fear. And when you start up as an entrepreneur, fear hits you harder than anything. And by what you just shared, you basically told people, don't worry, it's okay. You can move through the fear, the hurt, the pain that's coming, and you will be successful in the end. So thank you for that, Linda. I really appreciate it.
Pleasure.
It's been quite an encouraging talk, right, Dawid?
Absolutely. Love it. Love listening to Linda. So we should make it listen to Linda.
We can make a whole series, like just ask Linda, just be Linda, finding Linda, and listen to Linda. I love that.
Listen, Linda. Everyone does that to me. Listen, Linda.
Thank you so much for that beautiful comment, Dawid.
Thank you.
Next up, we went Stephen Levy.
Hi, Linda. Wonderful to hear you and what you had to say. Extremely valuable, and just because it was so authentic. I think that's what makes it so powerful, is You living your own journey, and people, I'm sure there are a lot of people that sit in the same boat as you, or you did. So well done on your courage and so on. So I want to just ask Linda, what would she say to people who probably have lost their motivation in their work and have that fear of following their passion, where they sit between exactly what you spoke about, that the revenue and following your calling, which I admire about you?
Thank you. Yeah. So I've got a few clients exactly like that, and in some cases there is that lack of belief in themselves. Either someone or themselves, they've been told that they should work with a business coach who can help them to strategize or create a business plan or create a financial plan. And while those things are important, I think what's more important is first having the conversation about what it is that you, the business owner, want to achieve. Because we're all different, we're all unique. So I can't assume that you want to drive sales, increasing 50% year on year. You may actually just want to be comfortable, just earn enough to cover your expenses, spend lots of time going on a holiday, or you may want to put your children through private school and university. So I don't know. So I do questions. So while I say just ask Linda, I'm the one actually doing the asking. So in terms of motivation, I find that just having the conversation in a very easygoing way, it's not like leap straight into putting a business plan together. It's like, what do you want to achieve? Where do you want to go? What's important to you? And I have a planning for my business template, whether you're just starting a business or whether you've in a business and you kind of need to progress to the next level. And in it, I'm asking questions. It's not a business plan template. It's a planning for my business template. So and I don't call it a strategic document because that sounds too serious. So it's just planning for my business, and it's just covering the why, the what, the where, the when, the how questions, but also, helping them to just understand it. And I use stories. I think stories, sharing some of the stories, either your own stories or somebody else's stories, actually has a really good effect on the positivity of the person. They get that something needs to change, and they feel comfortable that they can change with a business coach's help. So I'm sure you experience that same thing.
Yeah, but you just, it was so awesomely answered. So I'm sure for your listeners or for the people that are on Facebook is so important. I think what you said, and now I know why they say just ask Linda, because it all made sense. Is about going into before looking at the numbers and everything, why you that business plan, not the strategic one, the one that you referred to. So just I hope that inspires people listening to you who are in that position to maybe just relook at stepping into that zone that they want to go into. And thank you for sharing it.
I appreciate that, Stephen. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
For the comments. Yeah.
And when you mention stories, I can see like my partner in crime, Stephen, in the UK.
Westwood.
Yeah. I saw that big smile come on his face when you mentioned stories, so I'm going to hop off.
Thank you, Stephen, and thank you, Linda. Yeah, so Facebook fans, if you know a startup entrepreneur, or if you are a startup entrepreneur, or if you're in a group of startup entrepreneurs, you need to share this video right now into that group, because they need to listen to what Linda just said. It's really important. It's your why is everything, and that's where it starts. And I can see why people come to you. Okay, so shall we go to the partner in crime, Stephen Squared?
Hello. Okay, Linda. So yeah, I agree with what Stephen said. The fact that you're authentic helps. I love the fact that you do use stories to help develop understanding. Yeah, you all know I'm a big fan of storytelling, let's face it. So I have a couple of questions. So I'm going to start off with the easy one.
Okay.
Describe your service in 5 words.
Oh no, Stephen.
I love you.
Put it on the spot. Woo. Okay, let's go with growing, learning, empowering, enjoying, and you see that's my GLEE. So I cheated a bit there. And what shall I go with? Another one. I need to end something on the end thing.
Planning.
Stunning. So we're like GLEEs.
Please, I like that. So the other question is, if you're, so I'm trying to think of how to do this in a situation. So, for example, you're scrolling through Facebook and you are a new entrepreneur, you're new to business, you've never done anything like this before, and you come across a coach or, a coach in a group, but you're not sure what one is. How would you explain to that person the role of?
That's a great question. So before I became a business coach, I'd never heard of a business coach. Hey, it's like, what's a business coach? And of course, you know, if you Google business coach, you're most likely to get Action Coach, which is an international franchise, or Business Doctors, an international franchise, or you could say business coaches near me, and you would get, you know, maybe me in Mondior, Johannesburg, and maybe Stephen down in Cape Town there, depending on how good our social media was. But yeah, what is a business coach? So I've discovered there are lots of kinds of business coach, lots and lots of kinds of business coach, you know, and that business coach could be someone who's actually coaching wellness, somebody who's coaching life coaching, but together with business coaching, you know, like Stephen, it's executive and leadership coaching, but probably with an element of coaching the entrepreneur as well. However, my kind of coaching is definitely and most distinctly coaching the individual business owner, not the team, not corporate. I've done with corporate. I'm out of there. So I'm no competition in Standard Bank anymore or Nedbank. I don't want to go there. I've worked with there far too long. So I'm really excited about working with the individual like me. And I talk about the hero's journey, which is not my concept. I'm sure you're all familiar with the hero's journey, but it really resonates with me to say that what we're doing here is you're the hero of the story. And all I am is a companion or a guide along a part of your journey. So it might be at the beginning of your journey, or even before you set out on your journey. I might, we'll talk about what to expect on your journey. We'll talk about the kinds of challenges you might face, the risks, in other words, and we'll talk about the opportunities that might be there for you. If you're further along in your journey and you've already slayed a few dragons and waded through some swamps, and been attacked by a variety of creatures, then, I might still be joining you after you're feeling down and you're feeling like I may as well go back home now and go back to the corporate world and get a job, because lots of people feel like that. Then it's about just rediscovering the path, let's get back on the path. Let's figure out the new path that you might take if that one didn't work. And again, consider the challenges, consider the risks, and work out strategies to deal with them so that next time the dragon comes along, you've got a maiden to feed it to him or something. You have a strategy, you have something. So again, it's the story telling thing comes out. And so that I've used the hero's journey in some YouTube videos. I've used it in BNI marketing moments. I even told an 8-part story at BNI last year, which was done like chapters. So every week I said, you all have to be here for 8 weeks because it's going to be 8 chapters, chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3. And if you're not for the whole thing, you miss the story. So that worked quite well, actually. We had great attendance for 8 weeks.
That's beautiful.
Thinking of doing that
love
again. I think I might do
story.
it again because, yeah, I enjoyed it because I acted as well. I got people to be my dragons. I got these masks for them to put on and to be monsters. And so when we were still meeting in person, you know, I acted, and then I do a mean witch. I've got the hook nose, you know, I've got the gray hair. So all I have to do is put on a black pointy hat and a black cape and I can do the witch. So if you've ever seen Wizard of Oz and when they throw the water on the Wicked Witch of the West, I think it is, or East, I forget which one, East. And she goes, I'm melting.
I absolutely love it. You don't look like a witch at all.
Go on.
And Linda, you know, we got the Wizard of HR to join the tribe this week, right? Do you know what amazing YouTube videos the two of you will make together?
Oh, goodness.
We should do that.
So amazing.
Yeah.
I need to meet her though. We haven't met yet, so we'll set that up. Yeah.
Trust me, you're definitely going to.
You're gonna love her. Stephen,
Love
do you have more questions?
I did have one more, but I've kind of lost track of what it was now. I've got...
Just ask Linda.
And now, what do you think the question is Stephen had for you?
What do I think of? I don't know. He's tough, man. He's asking me tough questions, but yeah.
Oh, Stephen, thank you so much for the contribution, though. I just love your energy, and that was
It was great.
No, we all got distracted by the story.
Yeah, you brought out the best in Linda. I think you should be the host from now on. This is awesome.
Thank you. I'm going to tangle myself back in my blanket now.
Cool.
Oh,
Thank you, Stephen.
chilly.
Okay, yeah, so Facebook fans, that is Linda from the one and only Just Ask Linda, and this is our tribe, Stephen Squared, Entrepreneurs Magazine, Somerville, the VA, and Maggie Naidoo with us for the first time. It's been absolutely incredible to be here with you guys. Before we say goodbye, though, I did promise these guys we will give about 5 minutes at the end of the show just for them to announce their special offers to you. Because we actually decided, because we've been getting so much interest in our global online speed networking event, and the next one is coming up on the 29th of November 2020. Guys, this is where we met Linda. This is where we met Stephen and where we met Dawid, and where we met a lot of other amazing people. We want to bless entrepreneurs out there that maybe can't afford to get their own ticket right now with a free ticket when they sign up for any of the services that our tribe members are going to announce now. So, can we do that, tribe? I think, Dawid, are you ready to go?
Awesome. Thank you for that. Yeah, like I said to you, Nestene, I want to put it out there. Being part of Entrepreneurs Life magazine is all about entrepreneurs, putting it out there and making sure that you get visible. So we are getting ready to launch our new magazine in December, and our full page advertisements is there for you guys. It's 999 Rand for your advertisement, but if you do it through Nestene and the team, we will sponsor 3 people into the next global event. So for every advertisement sold from this, we will help 3 people get into the event.
Thank you, Entrepreneurs Life magazine. We love you. Okay, who's next? Linda?
I hadn't actually thought of one. Just too busy.
Stephen or Stephen?
Come back to me.
So
I
Well,
have one.
I was just going to ask Linda for one, do one for me, because we're in the same boat, Linda. So, yeah, I haven't really thought, but I have this part of my journey, and the analogy, not that I've climbed it, was the journey on Everest, which helped me in my comrades journey. So I kind of linked the two. The one I did, the other one I haven't. And I think they're very important in business, and Linda referred to it, where there are various forms of business coaching, but it's about establishing that base camp. So what I'm going to do is anybody who signs up for establishing, I will give them a certain amount of the materials to establish the base camp, not everything. So if they sign up on establishing the base camp for 450 Rand, and there's a lot of value in that, there's a lot more value in that than what it's being given for. I will do the same as Dawid. I will sponsor them to come onto the Global Speed Networking event, because even that will be worth more than the 450 Rand that they pay.
Yeah.
It could boost their business.
Thank you, Stephen Levy. From there to be, that is incredible. Yay. We have so many entrepreneurs just like going wild right now on Facebook, guys. This is amazing. Okay, so you have it, if you do the advert with Dawid or the establish your base camp, by the way, Explore Project team, me and Peter, we're doing that. So it's so worth it. It's like worth way more than 450 Rand. And we're also doing the full page advert with Dawid, which is also like, it's worth way more than what it's giving it to us for. Shall we hear from Somerville? Just unmute yourself, Somerville, otherwise we have to read your lips.
Sorry.
It's okay.
I'm a virtual assistant. So what I would offer is a 20% discount on a 10-hour retainer for anybody that comes to the speed networking event, because obviously they'll get it free too.
Yay! That is amazing.
Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you that don't understand what that means, is 10 hours of your life that you can be concentrating on other things. You do not understand what Somerville is capable of. So as a virtual assistant,
Everyone needs a Somerville.
Everyone needs a Somerville. She is the Somerville. So, wow, Somerville, thank you so much.
Thank you, Somerville. You're going to change lives this December. I love it.
Awesome.
Stephen Westwood?
Yes, so after our last panel discussion where I offer 50% off, I would like to continue that for anybody who signs up through the speed networking right up until Christmas.
Yay! That is amazing. Thank you so much. Guys, this is the guy from the Magic Marketing Power of the Pain blog on our website. So if you need more magic in your marketing, you have to get Stephen Westwood to write your copy. I mean, I think, Linda, you took him up on his offer?
Yes, I'm the first person to take him up on that offer, because I told him that his price didn't work in South Africa for us poor South Africans.
And then we were so excited when he announced 50% off for members, and now you're extending that to 50% off for our global speed networkers as well. Thank you so much, Stephen.
Thank you.
Can I just point out that before I'd even finished the announcement, Linda had already emailed me.
What can you say? Power of crime.
Great stuff. Thank you, Stephen. Stephen's busy with my case study now. I'm so excited. I can't wait.
Can't wait to see it.
Just an opportune moment to actually, if Maggie is up to it, to maybe introduce Maggie.
Let's see if Maggie, if you want to put on your video, we can introduce you. I think
I've got something. If you want to come back to me just now, I've thought of something now.
Awesome.
Okay, awesome. So maybe can we give Linda the chance to just give her offer, and then we introduce Maggie?
Yes, let's do that.
Linda, I can't wait to hear.
Okay, so the planning for my business session, which would just be one session, I will give away for free. And for anybody who does that, then I'll also sponsor them to come along to, or up to the first 5, let's say the first 5 who sign up for just planning their business template, which is just like an hour session, then I will sponsor them to go to Explore Protect Speed networking event. But also anybody who then of those people, if they sign up for one of my coaching packages before the end of December, I'll give a 15% discount on any of the packages as well.
That is so beautiful. Thank you, Linda. Off the cuff. Wow, that's impressive. From your companion on your hero's journey. I love it. Thank you so much, Linda.
So I'm not too sure how many of you have actually met Maggie. Maggie, welcome to the tribe.
Thank you.
This is your moment.
Welcome, Maggie.
Shine, Maggie.
Put me on the spot, Linda? I'm just like you, telling stories. And like everybody else, I am a NLP life coach. I am passionate about helping people, increasing their life expectancy, their, overcoming their challenges. And I want to just make a difference in everybody's life. So yeah, I had the privilege of connecting with Linda. I must say, absolutely stunning. With the way she connects with people. And I think, Linda, I'm not going to steal your moment though. Just for me, doing this brand new into the business world was scary. And I wanted a business plan. So I approached Linda and I was amazed because simple language is what people want. Simple language does not make people afraid. So the way her planning for my new business was excellent. Well done, Linda. And that's what we need. So yeah, my space is helping people overcome their traumas, their challenges, and that's what I do.
Awesome.
Thank you, Maggie. I don't think anyone has ever done it better. Also, no one's done it before, just like introduce you on the first coffee shop show.
I just felt I needed to. Myself and Maggie had a nice conversation yesterday, and I really wanted to introduce her to the dynamic of the rest of the group. So it's been an absolutely incredible journey. Linda, you are a superstar.
You are what every hero needs. You're muted and you're talking. I can just see that.
And say thank you. I'll be your Gandalf or your Yoda or one of those characters. Yeah.
Please, I'll be your Gandalf.
So Linda can be Yoda, right?
Oh, definitely.
Awesome.
Or one of those. I'll come up with a better one probably.
I love it so much. Linda, thank you so very much for your time today. Thank you for talking to us. Grace of the Tribe, thank you so much for being here and for supporting this initiative and for all the amazing offers that you put out there for our entrepreneurs. I'm blown away. I think
I'm going to take the opportunity to take advantage of most of those.
Yeah. No, Peter, that is you are already a member. That is for our global online speed networkers.
Yes.
But thank you, Tribe. I think you guys are literally what every entrepreneur needs right now. So I'm going to put this out there. Let's put this out there. If you're watching right now, if you know an entrepreneur, if you are an entrepreneur, even if you're just in an entrepreneurial group for some reason, put this video in there. This is what they need. And thank you so much for being here with us today again. And we love you so much, and we'll see you next time. Ciao.
Thank you.
Cheers, everyone.